and
You?
she panicked.
All right. Why do you often panic? Why do you think, what would be the cause of that if you have to think about it?
Sometimes I'll feel like because my English is not that good, and I get stuck trying to talk and explain myself. Yeah, it makes my confidence to go down.
Okay. What other language do you speak, Cecile? What other language? I know you speak more than one language. And I can understand you perfectly well as you're speaking in English. I understand every single word you say.
I speak my native language from back home and a little bit of English. Yeah.
Amazing. You speak your native language, I believe, very, very well. Okay. And the thing is, you have to understand that you're not from England, you're not British, and your confidence should not depend on external circumstances or things. What you can do or what you cannot do. It must depend on who you are. You are Cecile, you are unique, you have the capacity and ability to learn. I bet when you came to the UK, your English was worse than what it is now. Am I right? But right now, I've not had a single problem understanding every single word you have said. You can express yourself well. Of course, you'll be slower than a British. That's okay. Give yourself permission and the room to learn and grow. You cannot be hard on yourself. You cannot panic, thinking you make mistake. Like you're talking to us here, there is no need to panic. We understand you perfectly well. And the only thing that we always say, confidence is really based on who you are. When you know who you are, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, and then you go to work focusing on your strengths and working on some of those weaknesses that are holding you back from fulfilling your greatest potential. Like maybe language communication is one of that. If you want to do something great, maybe you want to go to school, you want to start a business, you want to get into employment, because you struggle to communicate effectively, in quote, but I don't see you struggling. I hear you properly well. So in that case, it may hold you back. But all you need to do is learn and develop in that area. Practice. We've heard that. Practice builds confidence. The more you do something you're never aware of, you don't know, the more you gain confidence. Because the more you do it, the more you know it, and it becomes almost second nature. You become so comfortable doing that thing. So honestly, you should always have your mind open to learn, to know more, to grow, and become better. Every single one. If you take a British person to your village, they cannot speak your language, or to your country, they cannot speak your language. It shouldn't make them feel less confident. If I come to you, I cannot speak your language, I'll be asking someone to translate. You have some incredible people who are like, transformational leaders all over the world. They invite them in countries where they don't speak that language. Absolutely. What do? They get a translator. You must understand that you are worthy, you are valuable. Become so valuable in a way that people need what you have within you. Even if it means getting a translator because they want to listen to you, but there is like that barrier that you cannot express yourself in English. They will get someone to translate to you. So you don't have to worry. Focus on what you've got and what have you got in your hands. What can you do? Coming here, like Sarah said, we're reading from the books, and that's why my books are so simple. In fact, I write them based on how I teach, because I work with people like from lowest to the top. I must be able to communicate effectively that they can understand me. There's no point using all the big grammar to sound whatever. It's basic. If I say something to you, you don't understand me, what's the purpose of that communication? And I'm happy as you're reading, you're listening to us, you're talking. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you know more. That's how you are able to communicate more. And then you begin to trust yourself. Oh, come on. So please, don't look at the external things. Know that it's a journey. You are on a path of learning and growing. As long as you are willing to learn, you will gain more, you will know more, and you will become more confident. And like Sarah was saying too, and smiling, because obviously Sarah too, she lives everything. We live what we say. We don't say anything or teach anything that we don't apply in our lives, that we don't live literally. So the thing is, when you say things like, I could see her smiling, you lost your confidence. Confidence is not just something that we go pick somewhere and then along the way, I lost it, because someone pulled it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always say this, people who say they lost their confidence along the way, something is wrong. Your confidence was on something. Your confidence was never really in you and in your creator. Because like, I know who I am. I know what is behind my creation. I know that I am destined to succeed. I know there is a mastermind behind my creation. Is that source, is my knowledge of my source, my origin, like the eaglet story that Sarah was just saying. You may find yourself amongst the eaglet, find yourself amongst, you know, is it chicken or whatever, and thought it was like one of them. When it's an eagle. And he couldn't soar. Do you see what I mean? But because you know your origin, your source, lions will only give birth to lions. A lion cannot give birth to a sheep. An eagle cannot give birth to a chicken or a pigeon. So it's really understanding. And your origin goes beyond this physical, my mother's whatever, where my mother comes from. Because if that's the case, some of us will be like, oh, my mom never went to school. My father never went to school. I came from a single parent home. My parents had no money. No, it goes far beyond that. And that's what keeps you grounded. Because as long as you live, if you knew, for example, I am a lion. I was born of a lion. There is no way you're going to become a sheep. You know, do you understand what I mean? So you cannot say, oh, I lost my identity as a lion yesterday, so I lost my confidence because I was moving among sheep. You remain a lion. Even a baby lion is not as confident as the main lion, the cub is not as confident as the father or the mother. But over time, as they grow, they learn skills, they develop themselves, they practice by going for hunting and all of that. Like even the eagles, they show how they train their eaglets, the babies. They start dropping them from the top of somewhere to be able to fly. At the beginning, they will be afraid that they will fall. They will start from a little height and then they keep going higher and higher. It takes training. When we see the eagle soaring at a very high altitude, they've practiced over time. They've mastered their skills. The level at which eagles soar, or let's say fly, is another word for soaring. No other bird can fly at that altitude, extremely high. Yes. So you must understand, you becoming whatever you are, when we step into this place, we become maybe asylum seekers, refugees, foreigners. You existed. This is just a state, a moment in time of your life. If you go back to your country, you're no longer a foreigner. So you cannot allow a moment of your life or in your life to permanently define your identity, who you are. So it means that you are basing your knowledge. If you can communicate effectively with me, then you feel confident, in quote. I say feel intentionally because you're not really confident. You're not really living and experiencing that. It's a state of being. So that's why when you cannot speak well, you cannot express yourself well, you just lose that confidence, because your confidence was tied in your ability to express yourself well in English. Yeah. Or for those whose confidence are tied to the ability of getting a well-paid job, the moment they lose that job, their confidence go down, rock bottom. But when you understand that it's me, it took me to get that job. If that job goes, I will get another one, maybe even better, because you've learned, you've become more skillful, and you now know what to do and what not to do. Do you see what I mean? So what's your confidence on? Confidence simply means trust. Who are you trusting here? Are you trusting your language, English? Are you trusting what people say about you? Or you are trusting your inherent ability to succeed? Because there's a creator and a mastermind behind you that creates you, and everything he creates is bound to succeed. I rely on the former. On the latter, I mean on the creator, on God, on my source. No matter how things may look in the physical, I'm like, this is just a physical. And there are seasons in life. Okay, it's like, take for example a tree. We've just seen now trees will start blossoming again. Most of them have lost their leaves. They look dead. They are not going to look at themselves now that, oh, I don't trust myself anymore. I'm no longer that beautiful tree or that orange tree because I've shed all my leaves. I've got no orange fruits to prove to people that I produce oranges. There are seasons. They will lose all those leaves. Lose the season of harvest has gone, but there is something going on within them. There's a new stage of nourishing, of development, of growth internally. And in the appointed season, they will begin to blossom again, bring forth those leaves, those flowers, and eventually in the right season where we have to have those oranges mature and sprout and be harvested, they will produce oranges. And because they know what they are, if we could see the mind of oranges, they are confident. It's only us humans, honestly, that we are the only creation that we do less than we are capable of doing. We actually become less than we're created to become because we settle for less. And we have less than we are destined to have. You can never see a plant start growing and halfway it gets there, it's like, I'm tired, I give up, I quit. All these people around me are making fun of me, I'm not growing anymore. No plant does that. Am I right? No plant. Oh, I don't have confidence again because I am maybe an orange. My owner has come and planted so many grapes around me. I look so out of place. I seem to be the only strange tree in this garden. And everyone is making fun of me. Look, can't you see the way they are looking at me? I'm not doing it again. No tree does that. It will just alone in that garden, just grow, blossom. If all the others are producing their fruits in their season, it's not yet its season, it's not bothered. It just keeps doing its thing, growing until when the moment has come. And all of that, even the fish. Or the fish doesn't say, I want to prove something to men. That, I can also do what, like it says, what a man can do, a woman can do better. Nonsense. We are not here to compete. A fish says, I'm going to prove something to these humans. What humans can do, I can do better. I'm going to leave the water now and come on earth to swim. No. They were meant to thrive in water. A fish never swims and says, I give up now. Every single day of my life, I swim. I'm tired. How can I just be in water and swimming every single day? I can't even see the egg. No, I'm tired. I'm depressed. I'm covered by water every single day. You can't understand my problem. It's so depressing. Nothing. The fish swims every single day and night in that environment. It grows, it matures until it's ready to serve us, maybe as food, or it's adding more nutrients in the environment where it's meant to grow. But us, unfortunately, we limit ourselves because of what others tell us. Society. And we compete because maybe you're looking at others now. If you're in an environment where everyone spoke English like you have no problem. Am I right? You absolutely have no problem. What's happening? You're looking like they speak better than I. She can express herself better than I can do. Their journey are different. Your journey is unique to you and different. Do you see that? So, sweetheart, you have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself. I'm not sure if you believe in a God, but it helps. It makes it easier for me just knowing that. It's like someone created, let me just say, simple example. What do I have here? I don't have my pen here. Okay, I've got a pen. I didn't create this pen, did I? I didn't. I don't even know how it was done. Of course, I could understand they put ink there, but it took some masterpiece behind it. Before this pen was created, there was a mastermind behind it. The mastermind sat there, envisaged, already saw the end from the beginning. And the end is defined by purpose. The mastermind of this pen said, I want to design something that will be able to write. And it will write because it has ink in it, and I want it to be able to, whatever it is. That mastermind now, that creator goes now and start putting everything they need to make it fulfill the purpose that they saw in their mind. Because I want it to write, I have to have ink. I need people to hold it, maybe it has to be comfortable, and so on and so forth. The mastermind creates this product, am I right? And puts it out there. So when I go and buy this product, it's got nothing to do with me. I know what a pen is capable of doing. And because I know, I have knowledge of the purpose of a pen, I will go and buy this pen to fulfill that purpose. I trust that when I take this pen, I don't doubt it. I just come home, I start writing. I don't shake it, do this. I just start writing. And it writes. And I know that there comes a time when if I use this pen until it finishes a lifespan, the ink gets finished. it's fulfilled its purpose. When this pen stops writing, when the ink has finished, because I still have knowledge, I don't lose confidence. Do you understand? Whether this pen writes or it doesn't write, I don't lose confidence. If we buy the pen and it doesn't work, Sarah, you remember when we bought a heater, we bought a radiator. We were not bothered. We weren't depressed. It wasn't working. We did everything we could. We just took it back to the shop. Yeah. You gave us a product. The manufacturer said, if we do this, it's going to work. It's not working. It's not my responsibility. I can't lose my confidence because it's not working. The same for you. There's a mastermind behind me. Created me. I have no fear. I have no doubt. Before I was born, my purpose was already defined. Nothing exists physically that hasn't got a definite purpose before its creation and existence. Naturally, I just go out there and start doing. If something happens, I learn in the process. I'm not bothered. I might go back to my manufacturer. Ask, Lord, my mind, you said you gave me a sound mind. Things are just going up and down my mind. Fix this mind. And of course, then it inspires you because you are so worried. You are allowing the external to govern you. I have given you, blueprints. I've told you how to use this phone. If you use this phone rightly, you don't put it in water, it will work perfectly. If you use this mind rightly, you don't put negativity in it, it will fulfill its purpose. It will remain sound. My manufacturer's manual says your mind is destined to work in a certain way. You give it life, words are life or dead. When you speak life consistently, you listen to life consistently, I guarantee you, this mind will flourish in optimal state. I guarantee you, you will forever have a sound mind. But you go about, you bring in negative words. Then we start being depressed. We start being anxious. We wonder why. It says, I've not given you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, courage. When you go about, you start comparing yourself, looking at other people. Oh, I can't do this, where you panic. That's not how I designed you. Don't you trust my work? Don't you trust me to use this pen? Do you see that? So it's incredible. It's incredible. I'm not sure who is the amazing, phenomenal lady there. There's two. It's a wonderful Elizabeth. Sending you lots of love, my darling. Sending you lots of love. Superb. So we must actually get to know who we are. We must get to that stage where you know that, because confidence is trust. Trust in something or in someone. When you came there to that office there where you are right now, you sat on that chair, you didn't look and touch it because you know that chairs will sustain you. You were confident. You sat on it. Even if you fall today, you won't stop trusting that chair. And that's why people will say things like, we just came from some evolution. It's stupidity. Why has your eyes not stopped evolving and just changed into something else? Do you understand what I mean? If we came from some Big Bang theory, why is it that every eye must consistently do the function of eye? When it stops functioning well, we go and start looking for how to, ways to fix it and make it better. Why don't we just put it out there for some Big Bang theory to happen again, so it explodes and becomes something else? So these are the things that you start questioning. If you say there is no meaning to life, then unfortunately, you live a meaningless life. Which also tells me, anyone who tells me there is no meaning to life, even the words you are telling me has no meaning. Because you tell me there is no meaning. So why should I believe you when you tell me there is no meaning to life? So sweetheart, it's really that. It's like another last example why we have to really understand how our mind functions. Our mind functions at its best when we give it healthy food. It's like our body. There is no two-way. It's not magic. In any country in the world, if I feed this physical body with junk, every single day, McDonald's junk, I will see the results. I'll become unhealthy. I don't drink water, I will see the results. I will become absolutely unhealthy, obese, and the body will die. And I start complaining, blaming who? It's like,
I'm not the host. If I cannot make this.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, are you not the host, Sarah? Oh, okay.
No, you are the
All
ones.
right, okay. Superb. So it's like none of us can ever eat petrol. We don't even like the smell of petrol. Am I right? It smells terrible. But I cannot take my car, Sarah, and say, because I don't like petrol, I will not put petrol in my car. I'm so posh. I will give my car juice. I'll give my car champagne. Ridiculous. Do you see what I mean? Will we destroy? But that's what humans do. We come and impose our own ways. I'm no longer man or woman. I am this. I will start changing. I didn't create myself. I can't start changing things in my body and say because I think and feel I am placed in the wrong body, I'll start changing parts of me. I will pay the circumstances. I will pay the consequences of that, unfortunately. So we need to understand their principles. Principles are laws. Laws that govern us. Success, confidence, when you abide by them, there is no way you lose your confidence. There is absolutely no way. As long as you live, because your trust is in you and in your ultimate source and creator. There is no way. You may lose the material things. You know that. You learn. You know that you are an asset. You have the ability to get more. It may be tough, but even tough times are incredible. Show me one successful person in life who has not gone through moments of trials and turbulence. One. And that's the beauty, because it gives you such, I don't know, grace, humility, and you understand that it's incredible. Imagine life just went so easily. Think about it even when we're babies. This just came to me now. We all were born, isn't it? Our legs were designed to walk. But when we were born, our legs never worked. Am I right? We could not walk with our legs. We could not even sit down. We could just basically lie. Definitely, we started lying on our stomach. We could raise our head. Our legs never walked. Could we have ever said then, you see, because children were not conditioned. I'm sure if we were adults, when we were small, some of us would have given up and stopped walking, saying, I cannot even walk when we're babies. But thank God, children don't speak. They just lie there, and eventually when they started to walk, tell me or show me one child learning to walk who did not fall more than once. Some fell and had a scar, hurt themselves. Did they say, Mommy, I'm not walking anymore? They will get up again. And then when they even let go of something, they are excited. They start clapping, they fall again. And then they have a bomb. They cry. Mommy picks them up. Tomorrow they're again on that path. How incredible. That's how we were born. Never to give up. They trust because internally it's designed. They know. Nobody teaches a child that when you want to walk, you have to use this leg. Nobody. When you want to eat, a newborn baby, as you put breast milk, it's incredible. They just attached to it. Where have they studied? They've been in an environment all through their life where they don't even see the edge. They don't communicate with any human. You bring something in their mouth, they start sucking.
Okay.
Think about it when we were children. How many times did you fall? Did you say, I will not walk again? I don't trust these legs anymore. They don't sustain me. I keep falling down. And if you look at children, isn't it, Sarah? The next day they take 3 steps, they're excited again. Woo, they're clapping and smiling. Then boom, they hit their head again. They cry. They come back again the next day. How incredible. I think that's the best image as we end this session. We were once children who were super confident, going back there. Every child, bring the prince to your mother's hospital when you were a child. Bring Queen Elizabeth, may her soul rest in peace. Cecile, if you wanted to eat, you will scream. You will make yourself known. You have you are not ashamed. You are not shy. No. You cry once. If mommy doesn't hear you, mommy is busy with Prince or King Charles, you will scream again.
Yeah.
If they tell you this is the King of Kings, it means nothing to you. You have to hear me now. I have a need. You need to change me. You need to give me food until you attend to me. Is that shyness, Sarah? Is that being shy?
No.
No.
Is that thinking like, oh, because I'm nobody, I'm only a little child, I don't even have anything, I don't even know how these people speak. Think about it, Sarah. When they start babbling, it doesn't matter whether you understand me or not, I will talk my language to you. You say, what do you want, baby? Blah, 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 blah. I will say it to you. Do you see that? I mean, this is just coming to my mind now that we are talking. It doesn't matter. When the time comes, maybe I will know your language. But for now, all I'm doing is expressing myself. All I'm doing, my need should be met. Whether it's gibberish, as these children call it, or whatever language, it doesn't matter. And sometimes when you don't understand them, then the point, they are making you see, children are making you understand me. It's like for some people, Lord have mercy, who are deaf. They can't say I'm not going to express myself through my sign language because I don't talk. So imagine, Helen Keller, one of our greatest leaders of our time, deaf, blind, mute. She wasn't intimidated that I cannot see people. I cannot speak. I've got so much within me, so much value, so much word that I need to share with my world. Whatever way I have to do this, I will do that. She wrote several books. She spoke by using stuff, touching people, there were communication stuff to allow her to express herself and she impacted millions and millions of lives. So, sweetheart, we have no reason to feel any inferior to anyone else. You are super, super amazing, super gifted, blessed. And to all those who are joining, I mean, some of you, I know you are not here because your video is off. We can't see you here, but I just want to encourage you. And those who watch this later as well, I just want to encourage you to really know who you are, understand your source, Don't put your confidence in someone or something, because if that person is not there, then unfortunately you will lose that confidence because the person has literally gone with your confidence because you put it in them. If you give that job your confidence, you put your confidence in that job. When the job is taken away, your confidence goes with that qualification, whatever it is. Your confidence should always be in you and in your source, your ultimate creator. And he's forever unshakable. He's the same. He's been the same billions and billions of years ago, and he's the same today. He never changes. And you, remember, if you are born of a lion, you're a lioness automatically. You are a lioness. It doesn't matter whether you're growing among sheep. It doesn't matter like that eaglet, whether you've been adopted by a bunch of pigeons or chickens. Remain an eagle. In all humility, we don't have to be proud as well because everyone has his or her purpose on earth. So I hope that helps. If you want to ask any question, I'll just stop here.
You have any question?
No.
How does everything we've said, how does it sound?
Sounds good, actually. I'm going to apply that.
I love that. I was just going to say apply it. I love that, Sissy. You are our girl. And that's why I said we're going to soar together. We don't walk, Sarah and ourselves. We don't walk at Voice of Nations. We soar. We hold people and we just fly together. You are the lady. I love that. She said, I'm going to apply that. And it's just it, honestly, Cecile. I understand you perfectly well. You're expressing yourself. You may be slower. That's okay. And that's fine. Never feel inferior because you cannot express yourself. The only thing is keep learning, keep growing, and you become better.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're most welcome, darling. Anyone wants to share?
Anyone want to share?
I'm going to leave you all shortly. What else were you talking? Do you want me to share light on any other things, Sarah, before I leave you to continue? Or it's okay?
Yeah. Also, she was asking about, she wanted to study and then to be a nurse. So do you have any question to ask Dr. Sylvia as a doctor?
No, not really. Now it's all about, I don't know the requirements for me to go to that level.
All right, that's perfectly fine. I think the next time when we are actually there together, Sarah. We'll work on that. We'll definitely support you, give you the guidance, how to go about it, you know, to apply, look at the various opportunities that are out there, if there are any funded ones. And yep. So, and again, it's just knowledge, isn't it? And there's a lot of knowledge out there. Definitely. We'll look at that. Yeah. And keep your dreams alive. Let nothing stop you of pursuing that degree and becoming the nurse you want to become. Don't let anything or anyone stop you.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for always being there and teaching us. And we'll always learn and apply that.
And thank you for being super, super amazing, Sarah. You're doing amazing, honestly. Teaching so well and great. Fabulous. I will leave you now. I'm actually available anyway. I'm just doing some work in the background. And if you need me, definitely. I'll make you the host again.
Thank you. We'll continue to read, and reading is one of the part also is helping a lot. So we will go on reading and then discuss a bit as well.
All right then, perfect.
Thank you.
No worries. I'm gonna make you the host and I'm gonna check out. Yeah, you can keep reading, Sarah. That's okay.
Yeah. Cecilia. Yes.
Thank you all for joining. I've just left them, and it's a pleasure to be with you. You have a wonderful and blessed